So we've had some great questions, comments, conversations over the last couple of days, but you know what, guys? Today we're gonna do something different. That's right, I don't got much to ship out today. So today we're gonna look at some of my processes again. I'm going to show you how I photograph cards to put up on eBay. Wait a minute. No, I don't photograph cards anymore. I'm going to show you how I scan cards for eBay and how much time it saves me using a scanner to handle the process. All right, everybody, here is the setup for when I am scanning my cards. I've got my laptop right here connected to my scanner. I am using a Fujitsu FI 7030. This is an old model. There are much newer models that are better with cards. But when I started, this is what I could afford, so that's what I got. So what do? We first start off at the computer. Everything's hooked up. I go into PaperStream and I open my software. I've got my settings already set up for color scanning. I have a pile of cards right here, just a few, just to show you guys what I do. They are all penny sleeved. I prefer penny sleeve because I've had in the past where if they weren't, cards could get scratched up. So I always throw in penny sleeve. If anything gets scratched, it's the sleeve. What I do, I first hit scan and it opens up the scanning software. And then I drop the cards. And that's what happens. It just starts scanning them one by one. It's doing front and back. All right, all our cards are scanned. We go back here to the computer. Hopefully you guys could see that all right. I finish, open up my folder, and you see we've got the scans of the cards. What I'll do now is I'll go through, just verify everything is the way I want it to look. If something's upside down, I'll just flip it and go through, hit save. Then I go to my folder and we see all of the scans are there. So just like that, I scanned 8 cards to put up on eBay. How long would that have taken you to photograph? Leave the comment in the comment section below. How long would it have taken you to photo 8 cards to put on eBay? I just did that in under, what, a minute? So that wasn't a long, drawn-out process of how I do my scanning, but I know a couple of you guys have been asking, how do you scan your cards? Can you show us the process? So there you go. That is the process. We do have some questions, so let's get into a question while we do our shipping. Tie-Dye brings up a great question today. He said he started off like I did. Started off doing sports cards, then switched to an everything seller, then went back to the sports card niche and stuck there. But now he's considering going back to being an everything seller. He's not sure if he should have 2 stores or just have everything all together, and if it would turn buyers away doing everything all together. That's a great topic because there's a lot of debate about that one. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Now that's a great question because, you know, when it comes to YouTube, we always hear you need to niche down. You really need to focus on a theme and really stick with that theme to grow on YouTube. We all hear that, and then it makes us think with a store on eBay, we need to do the same thing. Do we scare our buyers away if we're selling too many different things? Kind of like on YouTube, do you scare your watchers away if you focus on too many different things? It's interesting. It's a good topic. I think when it comes to eBay, it's a little bit of overthinking. When it comes to YouTube, yeah, you 100%, you need to pick an area and kind of stay in that lane if you really want to grow. On eBay, I don't think it really makes a difference. I know myself as a buyer, when I'm buying stuff, I don't care what the person sells. Even if it's different than what I want to buy. If they've got what I want to buy, I'm going to buy it. I don't care if you're selling women's clothing, kitchen utensils, and sports cards. I'm going to buy the sports cards I want and keep on going. Don't think it really matters what else a person sells. And part of the reason is when you're shopping on eBay, you're searching for items. You're not going to a store, scanning the store like you would if you say went to Walmart and you walk around the entire store. On eBay, you're typing in Eddie Murray 1996 Pinnacle or Eddie Murray, and whatever comes up, you're going to click on it and you're going to go buy. If I'm looking for a Ken Griffey card and I search Ken Griffey, I get the Ken Griffey card, go to the store, and it's right there because that's the card I searched for. Now, if I go to your store and I see you're an everything seller, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the corner and click on sports cards. And that brings me right to the category. You've got your standard eBay categories or your personal categories. And I'm going to go right where I want. So I think the people that say you have to really niche down like say you have a sports card store, a clothing store, are just really overthinking things. I think really what you need to do is have one store, everything you sell, and get sales history, get feedback, get all the metrics that eBay wants to know that you're a good seller, you're going to make sales, and you're going to bring them money. If you start splitting things up, you could have one store that's just horrible, but if you had them together, they both might do semi-well, maybe, I don't know. But I do know that there are a lot of people having success, making full-time livings, selling everything. They sell everything, and they do this full-time. Are they going to make multiple stores because they have different types of things? No, they're not. There's also people that make a living selling nothing but sports cards, having a sports cards only, and then maybe a DVD store. It does. People can do well on that, but I don't think there's really the need. I think you're really just kind of like wasting your time by having to go to different places. I think it's just something that's pretty much, guys, just unnecessary, really. Multiple stores? No. Just like when people say once you hit your listing limit, you should go to another store because it's cheaper. But again, you're losing sale history. You're losing followers. You're not necessarily going to have the same people follow you to your next store. So why would you do that? Just to save a couple bucks when you can make a bunch more? It's an interesting topic. I want you guys, let me know in the comments, what would you do? Would you have multiple stores? If you sold multiple things, would you have a store that's an eBay store for sports cards and then say clothing? Like Tie-Dye was saying? I know if I ever go back to selling everything or mixing in some items with my sports cards, it's all going to be in one store. That's going to be my personal preference, so that's what I'm going to do. I actually still have some stuff from when I was at Everything Selling in the garage that I do need to sell and get rid of, so those will probably be posted soon in my store just to get rid of them. But I don't think it's going to scare buyers away. Will it? No. I don't think it's going to scare any buyer away. And if it does, oh well. I don't think it's going to play a big difference. But hopefully that answers your question, Tie-Dye. Let me know what you guys think below. Do you think having everything in a store will scare away your sports cards buyers? Do you? Let us know. So there you go, guys. You got more insight into my process. And you saw the scanning, we answered some questions. One of the next videos, we're finally gonna go over Car Dealer Pro and how I list those scans. Hopefully that's informative for you. But right now, why don't you go check how I store my 15,000 listings and see my inventory process. Catch you guys on the next one.